PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now. Jags and the Titans. Stay in the AFC South here. Jacksonville wins this game 25-3. Top 5 graded players that we had for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Edge rusher Josh Hines-Allen with an 86.3. Safety Andrew Wingard with an 84.5. Offensive guard Cole Van Lanen with a 79.6. Cornerback Monteric Brown with a 78.1. And then linebacker Foyesade Luakun at number 5 for them with a 77.7. Trevor Lawrence in this game an 84.2. Good Trevor Lawrence game here. On the Titan side of things, offensive guard Kevin Zeitler was their top-graded player with an 83.8. Defensive tackle T'Vondre Sweat, a 75.9. Offensive guard Peter Skoronski, a 73.8. Center Corey Levin with a 72.8. Then offensive tackle J.C. Latham with a 72.6. Cam Ward in this game, not his best, 44.7. Overall grade. Dalton, Stats told the story here.
To me, I think, it's something I mentioned in the preview about how the Jags secondary, the coverage unit, has gotten hot again. And really the entire coverage unit, I want to say, too, because it matters at the linebacker level that Devin Lloyd is back healthy. But you look at the Jags coverage in this game, and I'm not saying Tennessee's the hardest team in the world to cover, but 79.1 coverage grade as a team for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first place Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor's. Best coverage grade of the season, 18 coverage stops. Only 2 explosive passes allowed. When you look at the mix of zone coverages that Anthony Campanile throws at you with all the rotations, and Andrew Wingard, like you mentioned, one of their highest graded players, really is a key piece in that for as much as he moves around, plays at the second level with the linebackers. He can rotate all over the place. He can play back free if you need him to. And you look at Cam Ward on 10-plus yard throws in this game, 4 for 11, 56 yards, 2 turnover-worthy plays. He's a big game hunter, right? But the Jags were just not going to allow him to do that. The secondary's been really good on the outside. 3-man rotation of Monteric Brown, Greg Newsome, and Jerrion Jones. Jordan Lewis, great in the slot. Antonio Johnson's been playing really well lately. The last 4 weeks, coverage grades as a team. Number 1, the Rams. Number 2, Seattle. Number 3, Jacksonville. Shut down this Titans passing game. We already know they can't run the football very well, but when Cam Ward's out here trying to make big plays vertically down the field like he likes to do, the Jags just would not allow him to do it all day. They were outstanding in the secondary.
When it comes to the Jags on offense, good Trevor Lawrence day. Had 2 big-time throws in this game, 0 turnover-worthy plays, and I think that was really important because what have we talked about with Jacksonville all season long? They've got to run the football, right? Because when you put too much on Trevor Lawrence's plate, yes, he can give you those spectacular throws, but unfortunately, he has that hot and cold nature about him where you might just have 2 big-time throws, 2 turnover-worthy plays. And it's just sort of a coin flip as to which one of those matters more, which happened in the key moments. And so it's a dangerous game to play when you're that volatile with what's going on when you're passing the football. But when Jacksonville's been running the ball really well, then you don't have to put as much on Trevor Lawrence's plate. Okay, you're not forcing him to throw it deep down the field all the time. And you can sort of let him be a little bit more patient, let the game come to him, and hopefully you're eliminating those turnover-worthy plays by simply being more balanced on offense. In this game, Trevor Etienne, 12 carries, 28 rushing yards, 2.3 yards per carry average. And then Bashal Tutin, 8 carries, 17 yards, 2.1 yards per carry average. Which, I said Trevor Etienne, meant Travis Etienne. That's not ideal. Bashal Tutin, 2.1 yards per carry average. Travis Etienne, 2.3. That's well below the 3.0 threshold that you want to have, just a threshold. And that's even below 2.5. You're not doing anything in the running game at that point. Tutin had a long rush yard of 7 yards. Etienne had a long rushing yard of 6 yards. The run game was not explosive. It was really not that efficient, and yet Trevor Lawrence was able to play very well, keep the ball out of harm's way. 16 for 27, 229 passing yards, had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and like I mentioned, those 2 big-time throws and no turnover-worthy plays. So that was key, in my opinion. Not having the run game and yet getting a good Trevor Lawrence game. Now, the Titans are bad. I'm not, breaking any news there. They're currently slated to pick number 1 overall in the 2026 NFL Draft, 1 year after picking number 1 overall the previous season. They're not a good football team. They're not a good defense. They're not a good offense. But you still want to see teams that are playoff hopefuls, ones that are 8-4 like Jacksonville, be able to take care of business here. And I just think that that's what this game was. They took care of business.
And I think you do make a good point about if the run game isn't here, what do we have? Because the best part of the Titans team, the one maybe redeemable part of their team, is the run defense, right? Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat, Cedric Gray, those guys. And so they came ready to play physically up front. But what I like about Lawrence in this game, it was efficient down the field. He wasn't forcing it. He was 7 of 12 on 10-plus yard throws with a 92.5 passing grade. That's his best on those vertical throws in any game this season. If you're going to add that dimension now with Brian Thomas being healthy, Jakobi Meyers has been an outstanding addition for them too. I think he's found the chemistry with Meyers really quickly, and if you're going to lose Travis Hunter for the season and you replace him on offense with a guy like Jakobi Meyers, you're doing pretty good with the way he's playing right now. He had 90 yards in this game. I think that production is going to continue, and he's a really good fit. Kind of when you think about back to when Liam Cohen was calling plays for the Bucs, right? And you had Chris Godwin as the motion guy and somebody who wins after the catch. You kind of have Jakobi Meyers in that role now, and I think Lawrence is really comfortable throwing the ball to him. And a guy I know you're about to mention, and I know I've been screaming this for a couple weeks, you get Brenton Strange back in this offense, and it looks a little bit different. There's more 12 personnel, but it's also more two-dimensional. I know you want to go over that, but now it's once again starting to look like the offense how Liam Cohen wants it to look. And this was a game where, the Titans' run defense is pretty good, and they actually kind of shut it down on the ground, and you needed your quarterback to get you through this one. Even though it's a bad team, he got him through it pretty easily. Got to admire the way Lawrence played in this one.
Yeah, Strange is just such a versatile player for them, and he just does so much. He's such a pivotal part of how they build their offense, whether it's in the run game, or specifically the pass game as well. 73.1 overall offensive grade, 71.5 receiving grade, 70.3 pass blocking grade, 64.1 run blocking grade. Like, those are all positive grades. Remember, again, the curve that we have, or not the curve, the standard that we have for grading, it starts at a 60.0. Like, that is neutral. That is even. So anything above a 60.0, you're gaining more positive plays than you are negative plays. And so to be on the positive side of things in all of those categories, especially as a tight end where you have to line up in line, you're as a wing back, you're in the slot, you're as a lead blocker, you're maybe an X receiver to the sideline, you can line up anywhere. So to have those kinds of grades is just a testament to how consistent Brenton Strange has been this season. They want to get him involved in all sorts of different ways, and I think they're reaping the rewards of that. The most disappointing for me was Kevin Winston Jr. for the Titans. I love Kevin Winston Jr. I think that he's going to be a great player in this league. He really struggled in this game, though. 29.4 coverage grade, over 100 yards allowed. He just did not look comfortable as a slot corner. And, he is somebody who has the athleticism to be able to play in the slot a little bit, but they had him in the slot a good amount here in this game. And he was a second late. Like, you could tell, I'm watching these plays of the catches that he's given up, and he sees it just a second late, and he's like, oh, shoot, that was my guy. Like, I was supposed to carry him to the left, or, like, I was supposed to be in this spot. So I think he'll be fine. Those are things that you learn when you're a rookie, and he even missed some time earlier in the year because he was still recovering from that injury that he suffered last year when he was at Penn State. So it's been a slow growth for him, and I think really this is just a big learning year, and I'm hoping that he just hits the ground running next year.
Yeah, and I think we've seen good moments from him, and you talk about the Titans being another team. You're trying to find the keepers, right, even on this defense. When you talk about a Cedric Gray, obviously they really like Devondre Sweat. Kevin Winston, I think, is a guy who could be a long-term starter for him. And look, it's just kind of one of those rookie games, right, where you go, okay, you get attacked and you figure out from those mistakes and move on. You want a guy who's not figuring it out on the fly because he just doesn't have to. Boy, Josh Hines-Allen just keeps bringing it, too. You want to talk about the league's best edge rushers. And, something I want to point out, if we could pull up premium stats and PFF Plus here again, is the pass rush page here in the game report. So if we go to Jacksonville, we go to the game reports, you can see a full breakdown on the pass rush page of what every pass rusher did on both sides in these games. So when you look at Josh Hines-Allen, right there near the top, 79.4 pass rush grade, 7 pressures, outstanding, 2 sacks in this game. When Cam Ward had to drop back and fire the football from behind as much as he did, Josh Hines-Allen, he's going to have nightmares about him, right? He was breathing down his neck all day. And something I want to point out on the right side there, you see the true pass set column off to the right, 90.4 true pass rush grade. So we're taking out play action, we're taking out screens, we're taking out RPOs. We are dropping back, rushing for, and throwing the football. How good are you in those moments? Josh Hines-Allen's only brought it even more so in these situations, because once the Titans fell behind, he could pin his ears back. True pass rush grade, 90.4. 6 of those 7 pressures happened there. So when you talk about a closer, a guy that you want to get ahead of games with and pin his ears back and attack quarterbacks, he's the perfect guy to do that. Those are the things you can see there also in premium stats when it comes to, okay, who's coming through as a pass rusher in the biggest moments and when they really have that opportunity, when they know the other team is dropping back and throwing the football. Hines-Allen does it darn near every week, and he dominated this game once more.
He absolutely did.